The dressings that we put on tossed green salads is called an oil and vinegar dressing, a vinaigrette. There's all kinds of selection of these kinds of dressings on the grocery shelf. You pay a big price for them, but if you make your basic oil and vinegar dressing at home, then with the addition of some other things, you can change it into the different kinds of dressings. So give it a try. We'll start out with half a cup of vinegar and half a cup of canola oil. I use equal quantities because it's a little less fat. If you happen to be looking in recipe books and they are giving you recipes for oil and vinegar dressing, you will quite often find that it's 3/4 of a cup of canola oil and 1/4 of a cup of vinegar. And that means that you've got a higher proportion of oil to vinegar and there's much more fat in it. I prefer to keep it a little more low fat and just put equal quantities. You can also use other kinds of vinegars too. Here's where balsamic vinegar, red wine vinegar, apple cider vinegar, rice vinegar, all kinds of them could be used, but they're more expensive. So our basic dressing is oil and vinegar with a little bit of sugar, 2 teaspoons, and some salt and pepper, and a few grains of salt. That's your basic oil and vinegar dressing. And you just shake it up before you put it on your tossed salad, and that's it. Very flavorful. Some other things that you can use instead of vinegar are fruit juices. Apple juice, pineapple juice, lemon juice is great to use. If you have some fruit and so on in your salad, it's kind of nice to do that. So that's an alternate. Anything acidic can be used in place of the vinegar. Now, in order to convert this to Italian dressing, we just put in some Italian spices. So first of all, some mustard. We'll put in 1/4 teaspoon of mustard, a dash of oregano, some parsley, some basil. These are the common Italian spices, so you'll find them in all your spaghetti sauces and pizza sauces and all the recipes that go with the Italian type of cooking, and of course some garlic. So now we've converted our basic oil and vinegar dressing into an Italian dressing. You can store it in the refrigerator just like you do any other dressing and just use it. We can convert this, for instance, into a creamy Italian dressing by putting a couple of tablespoons of sour cream or yogurt, which gives it a little different appeal and a little different look. We can change it into a red type of dressing, which is known as French dressing. So we'll have to call this French Italian dressing by putting in a couple of tablespoons and calling it Frenchy Italian. So you can devise lots of recipes from your basic oil and vinegar. Be creative. You can make a blue cheese dressing out of it, for instance, by using your sour cream or yogurt and crumpling in some blue cheese and then letting it sit and mellow so the flavor comes out. So there's lots and lots of ways, and make your own dressings.